Well, what's up guys, this is Daniel from Arms Family Homestead, and I've got a very exciting video today. I mean, I hope it's exciting for you guys. It's at least going to be nerve-wracking intense for me. So I just got home from one of my favorite places, GP Rents in Davis, Oklahoma, and brought home a towable JLG man lift. Now, I'm not afraid of heights. I am, however, slightly concerned of how hard the ground is if you fall from a high level. If that makes any sense. It's not the fall that hurts, it's the ground when you hit it. But hopefully we're not going to be falling today. But this is like I said, a towable man lift. We're going to be using this thing today to cut down a big dead tree behind my house. And I've told you guys many times we're fixing to do a new fence project, and that fence is going to run across our backyard. Got a dead tree that's leaning in the backyard that's way too close to the house to just cut down. And it's not that it's leaning towards the house, but it's kind of in a hairy position. And I've talked about and looked at and tried to find affordable tree service to come in and take this tree down for me, and this is my best option. I don't know if you guys have priced tree services with a big boom bucket truck to come in and do that kind of work. It's not cheap, and I do actually have a cousin that does some of that stuff on the side as a small business of his own, but he's been having some issues with his trucks and just hasn't been able to get here to do it. So today we're gonna do something we've never done before. I've never used one of these. I mean, the guys at GP Rent say it's super easy and anyone can do it. The controls are very simple. You can run it from the ground, which I won't be doing. I'll be running it from the bucket, but the fear of going up is the hard part. This thing will go up to 50 feet in the air, and I hope for no reason at all that I have to go up to 50 feet today, but the option's there if we have to. So the first obstacle is just getting it in place. This thing is a lot bigger than what I expected. This was the smallest one they had at GP Rents in Davis, and it's probably way too big to tow behind the house with the Kubota sidekick. So we're going to use the pickup. We just have to avoid our lateral lines and our septic tank and all that stuff, but we should be able to park this thing plenty far enough from the tree that where we can just boom out to it. And it's all self-leveling with the outriggers, pretty much plug and play type operation. So let's see if we can get this thing in place and get up in that little bitty basket with a chainsaw. Sounds fun, right? Well, I think I've got it where I want it, at least for now. The good thing about this thing is it's got an emergency brake of its own, but I did go ahead and chalk that wheel because we are kind of slightly downhill. But the manufacturer clearly recommends you disconnect from the vehicle because this thing is self-leveling with all these outriggers. If you leave it connected to the truck, it's constantly trying to fight that truck to level out. So we're going to get those set down in place in just a minute. But here's the tree we're going to be taking down, and we're probably 30 feet from the back of my house, and it's slightly leaning maybe a little bit towards the house, but not bad. So obviously we don't want it to fall on the house, so that's why we're doing this. I'm going to go up in the bucket with a pole saw first and take down some of the limbs off of it, and then we'll start bringing it down piece by piece. And like I said, this is not something I've ever done before, so this is totally new to me. I'm gonna have my wife out here try to film for me a little bit. We'll see how it goes. But this is one of those projects that it's just hard to pay someone else $2,000 for something when you can go rent a piece of equipment for a couple hundred, do it in a day, have it knocked out and be done. I don't know, we'll see. Hopefully in a day and be done. The only obstacle that I foresee as being a real problem right now, other than my not fear of heights, fear of falling from high places, is it's supposed to rain today. Yesterday was beautiful and sunny all day. didn't have time to get this thing out here and get this done yesterday. So we're kind of on a time crunch. It's about 9:30, and I think by noon it's supposed to rain, and then rain all afternoon. So maybe we can get this thing knocked down and out of the way. When all 4 lights are on, it's all leveled up, and like I said, it's self-leveling, so we don't have to worry about looking at bubbles and trying to get it all level and everything. So next step, let's get in the basket. So before we go up in the air and get our nerves going, we'll go over the controls real quick. So it's really basic. It's one joystick operation. You've got a knob here to switch between, you know, if you want your boom arms to go up and down, and the extension. So this thing, as you can see right now, I'm extended about 4 feet out, and it'll extend, I'm gonna guess, you know, from there all the way back, so probably 20 feet total on the extension. And like I said, this thing will go up to 50 feet in the air, and I don't plan on going that high. But basically, real simple. You just squeeze the handle, pull down to go down, squeeze the handle, pull up, and we're going up. Left and right, it's pretty basic. And then to extend it, to go out away from the machine, push and pull when you're on that lever, or on that knob selection. So let's see if I can get a camera lady out here, and we'll go do some cutting. Life insurance policy looking.
I mean, I don't want to use it today.
You got plenty though, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not gonna say I'm scared, but I love you.
Love you.
Is this high enough? I feel like this is high enough.
I mean, I'm not a fan.
When did this tree get so tall? That wobbling crap for the birds. Woo! Holy moly! I don't know about you. Woo!
Glad you made it.
But I think Steve puckered up down there in the pasture. Now, here's the thing. That was the lowest limb. Those are way up there and might be out of my reach. So my game plan may be changing.
I think it should.
Well, this tree might be taller than I thought it was. Well, I think I'm at a roadblock. This tree is quite a bit taller than what I thought, and my game plan was to start limbing it up and then take it down from the top down. Well, the problem, once you get up here, is I don't know if you can tell, but most of the limbs go up instead of out. So it's hard to get with this thing in a position to where that limb won't fall on me, and I'm just a little bit above my skill range here, and I'm not afraid to admit that, I guess. So it's kind of sort of leaning towards the house a little bit. I mean, it's not like this thing is just leaning over the house. There's one limb that sticks out, but it's not even big enough to hurt anything if that limb fell. The problem is this tree is like straight up. It doesn't angle very much, and the limbs don't angle out very much. So what's left is straight up and down, and I'm just not going to risk getting knocked in the head with a limb 50 feet up in the air. And that limb right there was about as high as I feel comfortable going in this thing. So I've got a few other little trees that need to be trimmed and some things over the garage and stuff. We may work on that. Stuff that we can't reach with a pole saw, but yeah, the house and the property looks different from up here. I've never seen it from this vantage point except from my drone. So my wife's down there. She's scared to death.
Yeah. Not a good idea.
Not a good idea. Hey, there's nothing wrong with trying something yourself. And once you get past your skill level, there's nothing wrong with admitting, hey, I need to find somebody else that's a little braver than me, got a little more experience and knows what they're doing. So yeah, more qualified. Like my wife. I think she'll get up here and try it next. No. So down we go and on to the next project. Oh, much better. I'm a ground dweller. So this might give you a little better perspective of where we're at in the backyard and the way this tree is. So we're not talking about the first one here. That one's still alive. We're talking about the second one. And you can see it is slightly leaning towards the house, which it may be that this one's leaning that way a little bit more. But if that tree was leaning just, I don't know, a couple more feet away from the house, I would feel confident just cutting it down at the base and making some firewood out of it. Someone else is not comfortable with this.
No.
Well, can't reach the other side of the tree from here.
So glad you made it safe.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Well, I wouldn't have expected that one to fling all the way to the porch.
Well, it did.
It did. Well, I got a few more problem limbs knocked out of the way. I know it sounds silly, but that one that's hanging way out there was hanging over where we park our vehicles every day. Now there's still a few others up there, but that one had some dead limbs out on the end of it, and there are always birds landing on that one particular limb, pooping right on my wife's car, or her Suburban. So I think I'll get the Kubota tractor and that grapple bucket hooked up, do some cleanup. That's probably about all the tree trimming I'm gonna do. It's supposed to rain really soon and it's starting to get darker. So I wanna get some of this cleaned up before the yard gets too muddy. Well, got my mess all cleaned up, all the limbs picked up, all the logs picked up, piled up and stacked out of the way. Got one good saw log we're gonna turn into firewood. And yeah, we were not able to get the tree down in the backyard, but we'll get it soon. I mean, it's got to be done. That one's just, it's a little taller than what I thought. And with all those limbs going straight up, I just feel like it's safe for me to say that that's above my skill level. A lot of these other trees that have limbs that go out, you can get up and get beside or above that limb, cut them and they fall. I just didn't feel like having limbs fall on my head or hit me in that bucket, you know, 35, 40 feet up in the air. So I've got other news, other good news, but huge thank you to GP Rents. Guys, if you're anywhere in central southern Oklahoma or North Texas, go check out their stuff. They've got a lot of good Kubota equipment, and just like that, that's not Kubota. They've got everything under the sun, and don't be afraid to try something. Don't be afraid to tackle a project that you might not otherwise have done. Now, just like today, I didn't get what I wanted done, but we were able to do a ton of other stuff with that lift, and I'd never ran one of those before. That's a first for me, so it's a learning experience, and we'll probably be using one again later in the spring or this summer to do some work on the house and maybe some other things around here. So, but I do have good news in the merch sweatshop, so let's go in there and check it out. Let me show you what we got. What's the matter, Bella? Are you left out outside? Oh, and when we walk in there, DJ hasn't done her little song of the week thing. She was supposed to be doing a song of the week on the video. You guys remember that? And we'll see if she's got one. Figure out what all she's doing in here.
What are you doing?
Pestering you.
Yay.
I'm good at it.
Yay me.
My job.
This is the truth.
You told me you had a song of the week selection.
I do. So my song this week is my song selection for this week is Hard Days by Brantley Gilbert. Country song. It's not I don't think it's a super new song, maybe in the last few months, but you know, it just talks about if you've never had hard days, then, you know, you wouldn't have what you have if you'd never gone through any kind of bad stuff, you know. And a lot of people, you know, obviously we all went through 2020 together, and for some it was not a good year, for some it was great. I mean, we had a great year as far as the channel and it growing and opening the merchandise business and all that stuff. But it definitely had its challenges as far as kids and school and family stuff and vacations. And anyway, to say all that is, you know, I feel like God puts it on us to have hard days. Everything's not supposed to be perfect and hunky-dory all the time. Why else would we need Him? You know, why would we turn to Him if everything was perfect all the time? And you know, I feel a lot of peace knowing that when we do have those hard days, we turn to Him, we give Him just a minute of our time, praise Him, thank Him for what we do have. And, you know, if you don't ask, you don't receive. If you don't have a conversation with Him, you don't receive, and He can't help you, you know. So whatever it is, I just feel like no matter how many hard days you have ahead of you or how many of them are behind you, just always know that it's for a reason and God's got your back. So, there you go.
You're such a wuss.
Wuss?
It's not cold in here.
It is cold in here. That's
No, it's not. I have a heater going for you.
I turned on the heater.
Well, I did everything to get the heater in here.
Well, all this was my idea, so.
All right, well, nobody's going to win at this, so. I told everybody we had some exciting stuff coming in, and I guess I jumped the gun a little bit, but I was partially correct. So
you're partially correct.
What'd you get?
We got in a bunch more toboggans. We only ordered 50 the first time, and we sold out of those very swiftly. I ordered more as quick as I could, and they're finally here. We have 2 shipments of caps coming. I don't know what we're getting. I don't even remember what colors we ordered or anything, so I'm excited to see what we get.
We got black beanies, right? Toboggan,
yes.
Stocking cap. Everybody's got a different name for these things.
Yes.
It's got the logo on a leather patch. And probably hats very similar to this coming in.
I think we got those and another color is what I think we did. But what I was wanting couldn't get shipped out till like the end of this month, 1st of February. So we went with a different color, I think.
So, as of right now when they're watching this, the beanies will be on the website.
Yes, I'm fixing to enter.
Hopefully, by the time this comes out, we'll have more hats in stock because I'm getting slammed with hat requests.
Yes, there should be more hats coming by the time this airs. They should be here. I know they've already shipped, but they should be here. Hopefully.
Because shipping with the U.S. Postal Service right now is like snappy. Like, if we sent something out on December 15th, people had it by at least January 5th or something. Some of them.
Guys, we got it out, and then it was all in God's hands. So I'm sorry if you did not get it before Christmas, but, you know, it is what it is. We're still getting messages saying it's stuck somewhere. Like, we can only see what you guys see. So, like on the tracking that you should have received, you know, with your order confirmation and all that good stuff. So, yeah.
Okay, so everything's in stock.
Yep.
All the typical t-shirts, hoodies, everything. What? I don't have a clue what all she's got going on here, but a little bit of everything.
Hey, this is my inventory. That's what you always tell them. Oh, this is my inventory in my new barn shop thing.
Well, I don't hide it from them, so you got some secrets.
Secret stuff.
What's all this stuff?
You know, that's just kind of what I purchased to see what I like. To have some stuff in stock if I feel like, you know, making something special on a whim.
Well, all right then.
Yeah.
Good luck. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So with that being said, I guess I'll leave my wife to her devices, and I'll stand over here by the heater and see what all she's going to do. So if you were interested in merchandise, you go to armsfamilyhomestead.com. We've got hoodies and hats and a hopefully hats by the time you're seeing this, toboggans, and all the stuff. So guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Y'all have a great day, and as always, we'll see you on the next video.